Ready for more sleuthing? Another very helpful activity provided in this module is the 5Y activity. This activity is required for CSI schools and is optional, but highly recommended for all schools. You can use this as a core team activity, or you can include your planning committee or other stakeholders. At the very least, each SMART goal should be worked through the 5Ys process. In this activity, we'll dig deeper than surface level solutions by asking why multiple times to uncover the underlying issues that are hindering student success for each of your SMART goals. With each why, in-depth discussion should be encouraged. Finding the foundational why can really help target your root causes so you can create more effective strategies to put you on track toward reaching your goals. To prep for this activity, you have options. First, determine who will be involved. Your core team, planning committee, you may include other stakeholders or a combination of any of these. Second, if you had a student body discussion or surveys you've conducted, this information along with core elements would be helpful to examine when working through the 5Ys as a team. Step 8, examine available resources for possible root causes. Include some helpful links to additional resources that you may want to use. Third, decide when and where to facilitate this meeting. Remember, you have an easy-to-use Module 5 flowchart linked in Step 1, Learn about root causes. Now, depending on the options that you choose, if you decide to involve your planning committee or other stakeholders, you can use the email linked under the 5Ys activity heading to invite the participants you wish to include in this important process. If you choose to involve your planning committee and the meeting moves smoothly, you can cover 1, examined resources, which should be reviewed ahead of the meeting, and 2, root causes determined by the 5Ys activity, and then 3, prioritize the root causes. If you conduct the meeting and don't have time to prioritize the root causes with the planning committee, you can complete this task by email and a Google form or other feedback tool that you choose. We will explain the last few steps in the Investigate and Prioritize video in Step 8. A different path would be for the core team only to complete the 5Ys activity. Once the root causes are identified in Step 9, you will contact your planning committee to ask if they see any additional root causes which should be considered. In Step 9, that would be the Ask Planning Committee for additional root causes to consider. There you will find a sample email with suggestions on what to include and the planning committee email addresses. Again, we will explain the last few steps in the Investigate and Prioritize video in Step 8. After you've determined your path and decided the who, what, when, and where of this meeting, you'll want to send participants an email. We've linked to a sample email in the small text in Step 6. In the sample email, you'll find a list of helpful resources to attach to your email so participants can review these resources before the meeting. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the 5Ys activity. In Module 5, the Identify Root Causes module, we're going to scroll down to Step 6, which is the 5Ys activity. To the right of that step, you're going to see a sample icon. We're going to click on that sample icon, and it will take us to a pop-up that says Copy Document. So we're going to go down to this Make a Copy button. We're going to make a copy, which is going to take us then to the 5Ys activity sheet. At the top of the 5Ys activity sheet, you're going to see some instructions. And as you scroll down, that second sheet is going to be an example, which we're going to work through in just a moment. And then below the example, you're going to see several templates that are blank. On the blank templates, you're going to start with the highlighted replace this text with your SMART goal. So you're going to add your SMART goal at the top there. You might also want to restate your SMART goal in plain language to help focus your group. So that's going to be where this purple box is. You're going to the right of that purple box where it says in plain language define the problem. So you're going to add in plain language the problem that you see that's in your SMART goal. So now, depending on how you want to facilitate this meeting, you can either print the 5Ys templates that it's provided for each of your SMART goals, or you can make these into posters for each SMART goal, or you can prepare this activity for a projector presentation. That is all up to you. It is your choice. Now, if you're printing the completed template for each participant, you're going to want to make sure that you have a few extra for any SMART goals that branch out. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. So now we're going to scroll back up to the example here. So in the example, we see that our SMART goal is that by May 29, 2026, the percentage of students who meet the 94% attendance criteria will increase from 56.5%, which it is currently, to 65%. In plain language, what we're going to state here to help keep us focused is that only 56.5% of students met the 94% attendance criteria. So what we're going to look at next is through the 5 whys. So we're going to ask that first why. Why is this happening? And so following discussion with our team and using our student discussion feedback and other reports and surveys that we have, we find that the answer to this is that many students are frequently absent. That's an easy answer. When we ask our second why, so why are many students frequently absent? We deduce that a significant number of students miss the bus on a regular basis. Then when we get down to our third why is this happening? Why are a significant number of students missing the bus on a regular basis? We see that we have 2 equally compelling statements. One, we see that too many, that's not what I wanted to do. We see that too many bus routes pick up before 6 a.m. And then also the second point is that there is a lack of engaging school activities. So that's what's circled here, a lack of engaging school activities that encourage attendance. At this point, we do need to branch out that second statement, that engaging school activities that encourage attendance. We're going to branch that out because there are 2 viable causes. So I would start a new 5 why sheet to work through the cause of engaging school activities that encourage attendance. Then when we work down to our fourth why, continuing with the too many bus routes pick up before 6 a.m., we ask why is that happening? And we find that too many bus routes have been consolidated, which means that buses are picking up at the stops earlier. And then after discussion with our team, we determined that the root cause, so why do we have so many bus routes that have been consolidated? And we find that there are not enough bus drivers. So that's our first root cause for the SMART goal of only 56.5% of students met the 94% attendance criteria, is that there's not enough bus drivers. So pickup times begin before 6 a.m. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the 5 whys activity. In Module 5, continuing with the same SMART goal, the team can now work through the branch that we found in our third why previously. There's a lack of engaging school activities that encourage attendance. We'll work through this identified problem on this new 5 whys template before moving on to a new template for our next SMART goal. Continuing with the same SMART goal. This is a very simplistic example, but you get the general idea. We hope that your team will really dive into some deep and at times tough discussions to really examine and reveal what the issue or issues are. With each SMART goal why sheet, you will ask why 5 more times until you get to the foundational why, which should be the targeted root cause that can help you build a focused strategy. Keep in mind, the root cause could be a school issue, home challenge, or both. To truly support our students, we must go beyond surface level explanations and easy answers. By digging deep and challenging assumptions, we can uncover the root causes and create effective strategies to help students succeed. Following your 5 Whys activity, you can upload or link the 5 Whys outcome in step 7. When you get to the investigate and prioritize step, your team will have easy access to the 5 Whys activity outcome. Next up, we'll be pulling all of your investigative work together to examine and prioritize the root causes with your planning committee if that's not already complete. If you have any questions or need any assistance preparing for this activity, please let me know. I am always happy to help.